Hi, it's Emma Mees here from the Centre for Community Journalism, and this tutorial looks at how to use Facebook Graph Search to help you find content and contributors. Facebook Graph was in closed beta for a long time, but they have now opened it up to all users of Facebook. If you find it doesn't work, you do need to check your language settings, and I'll show you quickly how to do that. If you go to the little triangle on the top right of your screen, go to Settings, and make sure that under language it's set to English US. If not, you just hit the edit button and change your options in the drop down menu. It doesn't work for English UK or any other language, only English US at the moment. You have to word Facebook Graph searches in a very particular way. You can have a look, you Google Facebook Graph and there'll be some information on there, but it is a little bit of trial and error, but it's really useful. So for example, let's find for people who live in Cardiff and who like swimming. So if as a local journalist I want to do a story on perhaps the local swimming pool, the future of the swimming pool being under threat, then I'm going to want to find people to contribute or people to be interested in the story. So remember to click on people, and these are all people who say they live in Cardiff and they like swimming. So that's a really good place to start, and you can change that for cycling or any kind of interest that you that it's relevant for your story. Then if you want people in a particular language, if you publish in a minority language, so let's put Welsh speakers who live in Cardiff. Now, as I say, it is worth having a play around with the search terms, because until last week this was Welsh speakers, this was people who live in Cardiff and who speak Welsh. Now this has changed over the last week to be Welsh speakers. So as I say, we do need to have a little play around, and if you find it doesn't work, just change the terminology of the search a little bit. So there we are, people live in Cardiff and speak Welsh. And then we could add in and who like swimming or cycling. So if I wanted somebody with a particular interest on a certain topic in a particular language, then that's how I would do the search. Now I can also look for people who have left my community who might be involved in a national or a global story. So for example, it could be something happening in London. So people who used to live in Cardiff and who now live in London. Yeah, and let's see what this comes up with. There we are. So these are all people who used to live in Cardiff and who now live in London. Vice versa, if I wanted to find somebody who'd moved into my community from a different town or city or even country, then I could put people who used to live in New York and who now live in Cardiff, and maybe I could interview them about their experience of living in our city. The results come back with your friends near the top, and then the people who you are not connected with but have friends in common who can introduce you come next in the list, and then people that you don't know near the bottom of the list. There's other things you can do if, for example, you're running a community news site and you're doing it by yourself and you rely on other people to help generate content for you. You can search for people who visited particular places, restaurants, events, days out, and you can ask them, or you can ask for friends. So friends who have visited, let's try Oaxaca, Cardiff. So this is a new restaurant that's opened in Cardiff. So let's see what comes up here. Now I haven't had a chance to go to this restaurant, but I would like, right, so I think it's friends who visited instead of friends who have. I haven't had a chance to visit this new restaurant, but I would be really keen to do a review of it. So there we are. So I put have visited and it didn't turn any results, show any results, but friends who visited Oaxaca, Cardiff. So these are all my friends that have been there. Now if I'm running a small community news site and I don't have time to do a review myself, then I can message any one of my friends and ask them if they would give me the information or if I could interview them about their experience. And you can do it for films, for example, friends who have seen, and then put the name of a film in if you want somebody to do a film review. So it's really worth having a look at having a little play with Facebook graph search, and it can be really interesting, the types of people that that the results show. You can also now search for posts. So for example, if I was to do something on the election, now let's try actually UK election. If I do UK election, now these are all pages. Now Facebook until fairly recently only showed pages. If you go down to the little magnifying glass at the bottom and click on there, this will return post results. So these are all results to do with the UK election. But what we'll probably find, there we are, so that says UK and that says election. So if you wanted to be specifically with the phrase UK election, if you put quotation marks around it and then do the search, that will bring up results. So you can see the kinds of things that people are sharing, the kinds of who's sharing stories on the election, and also the kinds of things people are talking about, which will help you with covering the election in your area. I hope you find that useful. If you do have any questions, do feel free to ask in the forum section.